We're approaching that time of the year where everything that leads us to overspend is heightened. It's easy to get swept up in the euphoria and extravagance of Christmas. There's so much social pressure and expectations for us to be doing things and making Instagrammable memories. There's also so much emotional spending because of all the advertising, all the festive spirit, the bonuses, and the time off that many people get. Christmas might just be the most commercialized of all commercialized holidays. According to PwC, Americans plan to spend an average of $1,530 on gifts, traveling, and entertainment. In the UK, households are expected to spend an average of £824. For 1 in 5 people, Christmas will lead to months of debt as they struggle to pay off all the spending done over the holidays. And according to CNBC, 25% of Americans are still paying off Christmas debt from last year. So you can imagine what will happen if they pile on even more debt this year. January disease is a very real disease that affects livestock during a certain time of the year where I'm from. But I grew up with adults jokingly using the same name to refer to the extreme levels of brokenness one experiences after the holiday season. In this video, I'll talk about some tips to save money over the holiday period and avoid catching your own case of January disease. The first category of spending I'll talk about is gifts. Secret Santa will save your whole life over the holidays. Some years ago, I had credit card debt that I was trying to pay off, and I was left with 1 or 2 payments to make before fully paying this card off. Christmas happened to land right before then, but I had been so disciplined I wasn't going to let anything get in the way of my progress to finish paying this card off as soon as possible. We get together with family over Christmas, like I'm sure most of you do, and we have a gift-giving tradition. That year, I was really extra cheap on gifts because I was on such a tight budget. So when we were all gathered opening gifts, I opened a present from one of my cousins, and she had bought me this expensive Ted Baker gift. At that moment, I was thinking, this is not going to go down well because I bought her a cheap scarf. It was a nice scarf, but cheap nonetheless. And I just knew she was going to feel some type of way. Now, when I tell you, the way her face sank when she opened her gift, I can't even properly describe it. She was so upset and disappointed at what she got versus what she gave. She was literally in a mood for the rest of the day. Actually, scratch that. Days. We teased her about how upset she was. In fact, I still tease her about it till today. But all of that is to say, we now do Secret Santa over Christmas, because that would have saved me all of the stress of trying to buy everyone a gift on a really tight budget, and saved her the heartache of spending a lot on gifts and not having that reciprocated. If you're on a tight budget, Secret Santa helps massively because it cuts down the number of people to buy for to 1, and the agreed budget will help you spend an amount that you're comfortable with. Another thing you can do is to consider gifting something that is more of a service and requires your time rather than your money. There are plenty of great, thoughtful gifts that you can give that won't directly cost you anything, but will mean a lot to the person you're gifting. For example, if they have kids, your gift could be babysitting or pet sitting if they have pets, so they can go out and enjoy a day for themselves. Another example is gifting something related to their interests, like offering to go on a hike with them, or helping them out with a project they're working on, like painting their house or gardening. You could also spend time putting together a holiday video for your family that's made up of all the special moments that happened during that year. These kind of gifts actually tend to be more meaningful and lead to you spending more time with your loved ones. My last gift tip is to gift after Christmas. I know it's nice for everyone to open their gifts when they're all gathered together on Christmas Day, but if you're on a tight budget, don't feel bad about buying your gifts after Christmas, when all the good sales come on. There are so many good discounts, and honestly, people can afford to wait a couple of days for their gifts. This is particularly helpful for you if for some reason you missed all the sales happening on Black Friday and Cyber Monday in November. Just tell people in advance that their gifts will be coming late to avoid the awkwardness on the day when they give you gifts. The next category is decorations. My first tip is to reuse old decorations. If you're anything like me, who likes to do a different theme for decor every Christmas, but you're trying to save money on that, this year, don't be shy to recycle your old themes. I always say I'm building my collection slowly, so I end up buying a few extra things each year. But those few extra things quickly add up, and it's just an extra cost that you don't need if you're trying to save money. I also had to give myself a pep talk like, you're perfectly fine repeating outfits. Why do you think your Christmas decor needs to be new and different every year? It makes no sense. Not only does it save you money, but it's also good for the environment because it reduces waste and it also saves you storage space. So those are 3 good reasons to stick to your old decoration. The second tip is to make your own decoration. If you're a crafty person who enjoys DIY, this is one you can definitely do and enjoy. Store-bought decorations can be so expensive because we tend to buy them all at Christmas time when the markup is ridiculous. So have fun putting your own decorations together. This could also be particularly fun if you have kids, because they'll definitely enjoy this. And you get to have ornaments that may not look so great, but they mean the world to you. The next category is hosting. This can get expensive real quick. If you have to host, maybe because your place is the most central for family or any other reason, hosting and buying food and drinks can get very expensive. It may be a good idea to make Christmas potluck style, which is my first tip. So ask each family or person coming to contribute a particular style of dish. You can ask specific people to bring a dessert or others to prepare a salad or meat dishes. As long as each person knows what kind of dish to prepare, this could go really well. Not only does it cut down on costs, but it adds variety to the food. And you could even make a competition of it by getting people to vote for the best dish. My second tip is for drinks, particularly alcoholic drinks, which can get really pricey. One way you can manage this cost is by limiting the drink selection. You can tell people what you'll have available, and you could even make it fun and have a custom cocktail or something. People can also feel free to bring their own drinks if they prefer. The next category is travel and days out. The first tip is to book things early. People love to travel and have days out over the holiday period. But one of the most expensive decisions you can make is to book things at the last minute. Everything is so overpriced over the holiday season, from air travel to accommodation. So unless there's some great discount to some destination for some reason, just avoid booking things late. The next tip I have is to travel to see your relatives and friends that you're comfortable staying with. This works particularly well if they live somewhere that you would really like to go and visit anyway, like New York or Mauritius. Being able to take a trip somewhere where you can have people that can pick you up from the airport, give you a free place to stay, and go sightseeing with you really helps you to save money. Locals also know the best spots that aren't touristy and will save you a ton of money. You get to kill 2 birds with 1 stone if you do this, getting to spend time with family or loved ones and going away over the holiday. The last travel tip is to carry all your essentials. Wherever possible, try to pack all the things you use for your day-to-day needs. Costs add up really quickly when you go away over the holiday. So avoiding unnecessary shopping trips because you forgot to pack stuff is really helpful. This can save you hundreds of dollars, especially because if you start shopping, you hardly ever stick to buying just the things you need. You can easily get carried away and start buying unnecessary things, particularly because we feel so carefree whenever we're away from home. The next category is clothing. People easily spend too much on clothes over Christmas because of all the events and parties, and sometimes people don't want to be seen in the same outfit as they wore at the last Christmas party. This is probably more of an issue for women because let's face it, men can wear the same suit year after year to the same Christmas party and nobody will ever notice. My first tip is to invest in the kind of outfit that you can accessorize differently and it's not noticeable that you're wearing the same thing. This is something like getting a classic black dress. Some different accessories can make this look new time after time. My next tip is to buy secondhand or vintage. It's so easy to find places online that are offering previously loved items still in great condition for a fraction of the price. I have a couple of general bonus points which apply to all the categories of spending. The first of which is to budget for your holiday spending. If you don't have a budget, you have nothing to guide you, and overspending becomes easier because of all the temptation at this time of the year. If you'd like to watch something on that next, I'll link my video on budgeting here, which will give you guidance on how to go about setting up your budget for success. Bonus point number 2 is to start planning early for next year. This means start budgeting and saving for your holidays from January. That takes so much stress off of the finances and keeps you out of debt. If you start planning early, you can take advantage of all the sales during the year, and booking and buying things early normally comes with a discount. If you follow these tips, you'll manage to get into January smiling. Let me know in the comments any other methods that you use to save money over the holiday period. Thanks for watching.